What's up, legends? We are doing coilovers on this VE today. Feeling a bit dusty after my trip to Melbourne last night, but the show must go on. Hopefully he's got some wheels that he's going to drop off for this thing as well. They might not be coming till tomorrow, but I should be able to sneak that in this video if he does. He's just not sure whether they're going to arrive in time. I think he bought them online. But yeah, we've got some coilovers here. Brand new. So the only thing I said to him it might change is we might have to put new strut tops on it if the strut tops on this car are no good, but I keep them in stock, so it's not a big deal. Yeah, it's just real floaty at the moment. This car's fully stock. He just wants to lower a little bit on some mags. It's just a daily driver. Thought throw some coilovers in it. We'll go down a little bit lower, but he doesn't want it really low. He drives like half an hour, 45 minutes each way to work, so I think he just wants it to be comfortable. So yeah, let's get stuck into it. So the customer's asked me to give this a check over while it's on the hoist. It is because it's going to get, basically, he wants me to check it over, see what it needs for a roadworthy. It's going to go in for a roadworthy soon, so yeah, he just wanted to see what it's like. I can already tell from just standing here that the back tyres are bold as on the rear, so that's not good, which is good. I guess that's probably why he's bought new rims for it. Even the front right's really worn on the inside. We better give all the bushes and stuff a good check over. VEs are usually pretty good, and this is a later model VE, so yeah, I can't say it having too much wrong with it, to be honest. But yeah, so let's give it a bit of a check over. I mean, overall it seems like a good, honest car. Yeah, it's got an oil leak, not very uncommon. A few bushes need to be done, and bold rear tyres, but yeah, it's not got no big dents under the frame or anything like that, so yeah, I think he's bought a good, honest car. I think it'd be a great little daily for him, so yeah, a few things to fix up, but I reckon with the bushes and stuff it needs, I'd chuck it through a roadworthy and see whether they want them fixed or not, because we could probably leave them for a while otherwise. But if they want them fixed for roadworthy, we'll have to do them. The rear top cradle one's a bit of a shit job. Happy to do whatever people want to pay me to do. Anyway, let's get these tyres off and we'll have a look at the brakes, and then I might put it down and just have another look from the top of the engine bay, just to see if I can see where that oil leak's coming from as well, so we can diagnose that one a bit better for him. Strip it onto the AC pump, so I'm thinking it's probably rocker cover gasket, but yeah, we'll put it down and have a look. So the front brake pads look fine, and the disc is within tolerance, so that one's fine. We'll pull off the rear wheel now and check the rears and see what they're like. The front pad is a bit low. We probably could put new pads in the front, but there's still plenty of meat left on them. I think maybe when we go through the roadworthy, we might have to replace the disc and pads all around, but until then, it's probably not worth worrying about. He did mention that he thought the rear brakes were a bit low, but he probably couldn't see very well through the rim. But yeah, they're about half. Front and rears they're very evenly worn, front and rear. The rear disc just a bit, like the front disc actually looks alright, but the rear discs are just a bit, they could use it with the machine, I reckon. But you can get away with that, I reckon. If we just machine the discs, new pads, you'd be fine. I don't know why I didn't think of this before, but the oil leak is just from someone's filled up the oil and or changed the oil filter and just spilled some. So there's no leak from the rocker covers. Doesn't look like there's any leak from the motors, to be honest, at all. There's just that stuff underneath, which I'll give that a brake clean and clean it up, so that way it doesn't get picked on a roadie. But yeah, someone's just topped the oil up and they've just spilt some and it's just dripped down onto the aircon pump. So yeah, crisis averted. Just need some bushes, tyres, and the suspension's buggered, but yeah, we're covering that. So yeah, really it just needs some tyres and a few bushes, and even then the bushes, like I said, depending on the mechanic, he might let them off with them, but they will need to be done in the next year or so. But anyway, let's get stuck into these coilovers.
Picture
So quick little update, the rears are in. I wouldn't say they're done because I'm not actually sure what height to set them, because I've never done it to not put them super low, because usually everyone that does coilovers wants the car real low. So I've gave them 30mm spacing at the back, because I know if you bottom it out, it's like as low as you can obviously get. So I've gone 30mm up from bottoming out, which hopefully should lower the car 25 to 30mm from factory, theoretically. We'll see whether my calculations are right there, but that's basically what he wants. I think he's happy for it to go down to like a little bit lower than an SS height, so hopefully we've nailed that. The rear strut tops, ironically, were actually in good condition, so we're able to reuse those. However, the front struts have been replaced with KYBs, and I believe these to be replaced at the same time with them, because the factory ones are yellow in here, and they're buggered. So whether KYB don't use very good strut tops, or maybe these have been in the car longer than you think, but yeah, they're really buggered. So we use a good brand of strut top, so I'm going to chuck them in on the new coilovers. Unfortunately, I had to pull the strut apart regardless, because I needed the washers that it comes with. So yeah, just about to start assembling the front left coilover, and then we'll get that put in, do the front right, and get that put in, and then I've got to try and figure out my heights again on the fronts. Yeah, and then we'll drop it down on the ground, see where it's at, and then I'm assuming I'm going to have to adjust them to get them to a good height. Not terrible, like, because the rear strut tops are the more expensive ones over the front, so it's good that he hasn't had to do them, it's just doing the fronts. But anyway, let's get back into it. No idea how, but I've somehow nailed it. That's pretty much exactly the height I reckon he'd want it at. We could go a little bit lower, but it will settle a little bit, so I think we'll lock it off at this height. We'll take it back up, take the wheels off, lock it off at this height, and then take it for a drive and see how it drives, and then bring it back, and we'll have to take the wheels back off, and then, you know, check everything again, and then see where we're sitting as far as the heights. I didn't measure it. Usually always, I don't know why I didn't always measure the height of the car before I do the coilovers, but because he didn't want it super low and it wasn't anything specific, I didn't bother. But I should have done it anyway, just for my own peace of mind. But I did make the hoist blocks 50mm lower than the car to when I lifted it, and now they're 25mm. So it has dropped at 25mm for sure, going off the hoist. But it would have been nice to have an exact millimeter measurement. But anyway, yeah, I'll go around and check everything and take the wheels back off and do up everything and make sure it's all good, and then yeah, we'll go for a drive and just see how it goes, because the only thing he was specific about was the ride, the comfort. So yeah, I've adjusted it to what I would usually set them to, but that's on a real low car, so I'll see, because they've got 35 clicks, and I usually go back it off all the way and go 10 clicks up, so we'll see how that rides, and we might need to adjust it. Pity with the VEs is you've got to pull the strut out to adjust the rear. But yeah, let's lock it all off and then go for a drive. Just about finished. I'm working on this VE today, and I was just thinking, coilovers are not just for lowered cars. They're actually a great replacement for just if you need new suspension for your standard car. Especially if you're just like, oh, I wouldn't mind just going like SS height, but you know, you want a bit more adjustability with your ride. You want it a bit stiffer, or you want it a bit, or if you want it softer, you'd probably just leave your buggered shocks in there. But yeah, if you want to just firm up the ride a little bit, or you know, you want the ability to be able to adjust it in the future, you know, you can. And I think it's just a great option, because it's like, by the time you buy springs and shocks these days, you may as well, and fit them, you may as well just buy coilovers and get them spotter fitted. Anyway, yeah, I've just finished up on this VE, and we're going to be taking it off the hoist now. I've nearly got it ready, and just take it for a test drive and just see how it drives, and then adjust the dampening as needed. Alright, so I just wanted to drive went well, except I made one little mistake. I went all the way soft and then went back up 10 clicks, which is the wrong way. I always go all the way hard and go back 10 clicks. So yeah, I've adjusted the front's good, but I've got to pull the rear shocks out and adjust them to the right one because I just had a brain fart moment. But anyway, the other thing is the driver's side sitting 10 mil lower than the left side. So I'm just going to get the exact measurements, write it on my pad, and then we're going to adjust we'll adjust the higher side down to the lower side, so that way it gets a little bit lower. But yeah, other than that, it's gone pretty well. Alright, so I've just finished up with the VE. Yeah, come up good. I've adjusted it all. I did make that mistake with the dampening setting. I don't know how I forgot that, but part of life, not hard to adjust. You just, like I was shown in the video, you can just chuck the, take the top nut off and then just chuck the coilover down at the back and adjust them. In the front, it's super easy. You just do it in the engine bay. This one's come up good. We're just about to start on the other car, which are both these cars are going to be in the same video, but we've got a really clean XG Falcon Ute out there. I'm about to bring that in now. We're going to roll the guards on it, and then his bonnet pops up and gets loose sometimes, but it hasn't done it for a while, so I'm like, has it sort of worked its way into being good now? You know, who knows, because the problem is if you adjust it and there's nothing wrong with it, you can adjust it and make it worse. Let's swap some cars around, get some footage, and then get stuck into this Ute. I've just finished up on this Falcon Ute that got a bit hairy there for a second, because when the owner dropped the car off, I looked over the car and you could see that it was bogging the quarters. They've just skimmed them, but left side wasn't too bad, but the right side's got a bit in it. And I said, bog doesn't flex, there's every chance that's going to crack. You know, I'll take my time and I have a good technique, but you never know. And so yeah, it took me like 3 or 4 times as long to roll the right side as the left side. I also had to go, annoyingly enough, the diff sits to the right side of the car, so I had to give that a little bit extra as well. But yeah, it's come up good. You got plenty of clearance now, especially at the height that it's running at. I doubt he's going to make it any lower. But yeah, so I got that one done, and then I've just got to have a look at his bonnet latch. It's just sometimes it pops up, but it hasn't done it in a while. So yeah, I'm thinking that maybe something was loose and someone's tightened it, and there's not actually an issue. But yeah, I'm gonna have a look at his bonnet latch, unless there's something interesting about that. This will be the end of the video. Same with the VE. If he drops off those wheels tomorrow, I'll insert some clips at the end of the video just to show you it on the new mags. But other than that, that's it for this episode. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you need work done, hit me up, and I'll see you on the next one.